Hey everybody, thank you very, very much for watching another one of our success videos where it allows us to, one, brag about how many sellers we get back on. Number two, it allows me to introduce our entire team to the world one by one by one. And this is Jason Powell, who's one of our top paralegals. It also allows us to let sellers know all over the world how you can help yourselves and how you can get your accounts back, even if you were violating the terms of service, okay? So we're going to talk about one particular success. And Jason, why don't you tell us what the facts of the case, and we'll take it step by step to teach sellers how to help themselves.
Right. Yeah, sure. So in this case, this client was buying electronics from different locations across the country, from typical retail stores like Kohl's, or even online through newegg.com. So there was nothing sketchy about their supplier. The real trouble was actually tracking down the addresses. So at first, with the plan of action, when I drafted it, we kind of skirted around addressing the address discrepancies. But finally, we came clean and just laid it out there that, yeah, not only were the products possibly defective or inauthentic in this case, but yeah, we had different addresses around the country, which may have been confusing for Amazon.
Let me take a step back. So we're dealing with a seller who's doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, right?
Right, correct.
And they're sourcing the products from different retailers all around the country.
Yes.
Okay, and it took multiple plans of action to get them back on, but eventually we got them back on.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned inauthentic. That was Amazon's allegation, but the products, as far as we know, since they were purchased from legitimate online and brick-and-mortar retailers, they were entirely genuine. We just had to show that to Amazon.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so ultimately, where did our last plan of action go to? How far up Amazon's food chain did we have to go to get this particular seller back on?
Well, actually, we stayed at the seller performance level. The reason was is because of the account kept getting notification after notification requesting another plan of action. The only time we really would have needed to go up the chain of command or go to a different team would be if they were unresponsive or if they flat out denied. But interestingly enough, seller performance kept asking for more information, and you just have to provide it. You know, just have to.
There's a great guy in New York. His name's Eddie. He runs a tremendous group of Amazon sellers on Facebook, and he describes it like as a marriage. Like, as long as you're still talking, you're working your way towards success. So the fact that Amazon kept asking for more information, certainly not ideal. We would prefer to hit a home run at that first time at the plate, that first plan of action. That's not always the case. So if Amazon is asking for more information, you need to answer their questions, give them exactly what they need. Don't give them any more, and certainly don't give them any less. Now, Jason, I also want you to describe how you work with the other members of our team in our collaborative work environment. Like you mentioned we, which I thought was great. You said, you know, we decided to add this. We decided to write that. Describe to people watching this video how we work in our collaborative work environment.
Right. So the work environment is really friendly. Everyone really wants to, help you and answer questions. Not only are they busy on their end, with their own cases and everything, but also they're willing to kind of take you step by step through, okay, maybe you should think about this case or this problem in another way, or think about how that solution, can be reached. And it's not always through, okay, inauthentic A, B, and C. Sometimes you have to think of maybe going in a different direction that you wouldn't have thought of. And the only way to come up with that is really just, hey, working together rather than competing with each other. And there's some great people with a lot of experience on this team.
So here's how we work. Here's the physical layout. We have 3 separate conference areas with 3 separate teams, okay? We made it into 3 just you can't fit that many people at one table. It gets kind of noisy. And we all work in a collaborative environment. So Jason's working with Joe and Ashley and Dana. Vincent recently left to head to Australia, and that's one team's table. And what they do is they conference every single plan of action that we're working on for every single seller. And we can say, hey, listen, Joe, I'm working on an inauthentic authentic, but there's both retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. How do we address this issue? We've already sent in 2 or 3 different plans of action supplements. So every Amazon seller that hires us gets the benefit of everybody's cumulative experience. That's why I think we are the best on the planet at writing plans of action, because as far as I'm aware, we are the only company, law firm or otherwise, that has a team that's all working together in the same place, bouncing ideas off. It's like we work just for sellers using Amazon's leadership principles, our legal education and experience, all coming together to help Amazon sellers get their listings back and get their accounts back as quickly as possible. So there's a lot of different ways of skinning the cat, and we take everyone's, internally, we conference to get everyone's advice to make decisions how to best get that seller back on, and also involves talking to every seller.
Yeah.
Okay. When Jason or anybody else on our team picks up a file to start working on that account, the first thing they do is call the seller, because we'll never know your account as well as a seller does, and we need your input. And when the plan of action is drafted with our team effort, it then goes back out to the seller, and we call the seller again to go over it, say, is there anything we need to add or edit? And it really does. I mean, it's the whole thing. It takes a village. It takes a whole team to get an Amazon seller back on quickly and efficiently. So, Jason, congratulations on getting the seller back on. You not only saved that seller's account, you saved the jobs of everybody who is supported by the Amazon seller. So great job, and thanks for coming on with absolutely zero preparation. Please keep watching these videos. We do these to teach you how to help yourselves and also teach you about our team and why we are the absolute best at analyzing accounts and writing plans of action to get your accounts back and to get your listings back. Thank you.